that. So this question involves the world of pro wrestling and my career in pro wrestling. It was a really great question. It really got me thinking. And the question was, what is my career high in pro wrestling in the WWE, and what was my career low in the WWE? I'm going to start with my career low because oftentimes our lows are often a setup for one of our highs. So my low started within about 6 months of me first coming into the company of the WWE. I mean, I came in like a bat out of hell. I mean, I came in like a runaway train rolling down that track. I was this young rookie baby face as some of the greatest teams in the history of college football. I played with some incredible players. But when I got to the WWE, had a huge initial match. My very first match in the company was in the Mecca, Madison Square Garden. It was sold out. It was one of the company's big pay-per-views called Survivor Series, and the company had decided that I was going to win the entire thing. To Stone Cold Steve Austin, everybody who was in the locker room at that time. And the ones who I mentioned certainly did get behind it, but some others didn't, but that's okay. Eventually I persevered through that anyway. So it was my very first night in the company, Survivor Series. I win the whole thing in Madison Square Garden. I got 22,000 people chanting, "Rocky, Rocky." I was on a high. It was like a dream because it was, I could not believe it was happening. I was just so grateful, and so it was so humbling. And a few months later, the company decides that they were going to make me Intercontinental Champion. I mean, that's how much I was getting over, ascending in the world of professional wrestling. And in that world of pro wrestling, you know, it's not real. I'm not actually beating somebody in the middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3. I'm not like knocking them out. It's a dance. It's a show. Nobody's really beating me. I decide who wins, who beats me, and just like my opponent decides if they're going to let me win or not. So the company decided that they were going to make me Intercontinental Champion. Had a phenomenal match with one of my best friends in the pro wrestling business still today, Triple H. And again, I was on a high. Now, what's interesting, what was going on at that time in the world of pro wrestling is it started to shift. And no longer did fans want tradition. They wanted to buck tradition. They didn't like cookie cutter. They didn't want stale. And they wanted anti-authority. And anti-authority came in the form of Stone Cold Steve Austin, where